the alleged SMSs, WhatsApp exchange between Mokgotsi and Ngabinde about you. There's an allegation that Matlala bought a table at the ANC dinner, your table. I'll still come to that because the explanation you gave on the table, I don't accept that. All of these negative things about Matlala, who is arrested to have killed people, who has implicated minister on this or that, and you still, of all people, go and ask an affidavit from Matlala, who's in maximum prison. And in answering that question, actually, I just want to quote so I don't make a mistake. I think there was a bit of dishonesty there because you're saying the first answer is until I came in. You never, because you now realize on hindsight it was wrong for you to go and get an affidavit from a character like that. And you say, my legal team took their own initiative to obtain the affidavit. You said the initial, that was your original response. And when I intervened, you then say, no, it was my wish. And agreed to instructing them. So you give two answers on one question, that the lawyers acted on their own, which is unethical, and I point to that if they did that, they will be reported to LPC. There is no lawyer that can listen to you and out of feeling pity, without you giving them instruction, go to maximum prison to get an affidavit from a dangerous man. Then you say, no, I gave them instructions. Despite what is happening in this country about this man, despite what brings us here, because at the center of it is that Matlala takes decisions about this or that. If he's been told that PKTT is being disbanded and all of that, you still want to have something to do with such a person, whereas on an official legal document, which are going to go before Madlanga, before Parliament, and perhaps ultimately in court. Why would you want to associate with such a character? Worse, if you say you don't know him. Because I was, for instance, associated with Matlala. My wife's surname is Matlala. And it was immediately assumed that I know Matlala. I've never issued a statement. I've never written anything. I don't care what they think. I don't know the chap. But you, because you are lawyers, it's you. You pass all these big fences of maximum prison looking for an affidavit from an unethical man who's in prison. How do you justify that, Minister?
Now, let me read this. It will add another dimension. I may have used all those words, but what is actually written down is a straight answer to you. It says, Dear Mr. July, July is my lawyer. It says, I confirm that I act on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Matlala, my clients, who have directed that I send this email to you. I understand that you represent the police commissioner, Mr. Senzo Mchunu, at the Madlanga Commission. Well, I'm sure I meant police minister. My instructions are to present to you an affidavit deposed by Ms. Matlala. In essence, Ms. Matlala denies any dubious dealings with minister and wishes for what he terms General Mkhwanazi's false allegations to be investigated. For that purpose, the following documents are attached to this email. Then I attach those emails. Now, this suggests that even the lawyers never went to maximum prison. There was discussion between the two lawyers. After I had said, we are leaving no stone unturned where there is my name and concerns. Now remember, in the background, on a daily basis, if not on an hourly basis, people write false things about me and my name. and link me to people I'm not linked with or to in anything. And you have to, there won't be any thing coming from heaven that would actually clarify the matter. So anything that is legal, anything that is proper in terms of documentation and all of that between the lawyers, and they found that possible, that it could be, not that they traveled, not that there's anything illegal. Because people on a daily basis, as I say, they write dotted lines, which I don't understand what they mean, because nobody out there has any confirmation of anything between me and Matlala. Absolutely nothing. And I can go anywhere and say people must remain behind and investigate anything linked, but they still do it on national television without a piece of evidence. Now, I don't want to spare any moment making sure or making efforts that I have no link with Matlala. That's why I even got my diary to the lawyers to say, here is my diary, in case you believe that you are merely defending me on something that I otherwise know, and then you are going to come with legal strategies. Now, you must know, this is my diary. I was not in Cape Town. I was elsewhere. And I never requested anyone to coordinate anything.
We have a limited time. Chair, and I want you and the honorable members to note this. We are being given the third answer on the same question. The first answer was, my lawyers went without an instruction. Then upon being made aware that they've committed something unethical, then the minister says, no, I actually gave them an instruction. Then I point this two contradictory statements to the minister. The minister gives a third answer on the same question. No, actually, my lawyers didn't go. I didn't give them instruction. It's Matlala who writes to my lawyers uninvited, dear Mr. So-and-so, I represent, which means, which answer stands here? Because it's either the lawyers went without the minister's permission, or the minister gave them the instruction, or Matlala wrote the letter uninvited by anyone. So, Minister, please clarify this three, because as things are, it's becoming worse now. Because you gave me three answers. The lawyers went without me. Then I said, no, they can't do that, it's unethical. Oh, I gave them instruction, it was my wish. Okay, you now gave them instruction, you still want to have access to people who are behind big fences and walls at maximum prison. No. It's not that. Actually, Matlala and the wife, now the wife comes now, for the first time since we canvassed this question. Matlala and the wife's lawyer wrote and said they represent them, and we must get their affidavit because we are going to Madlanga's commission. Which one do we take home here? Because it's not me. You know, Minister, the worry is you shouldn't think you are speaking to me. These matters, as you stand there addressing us, you are clarifying the country which is troubled by these things. That ministers have got access to dangerous criminals to an extent that they can even have access to them even when they are behind bars. Matlala was found with a phone in a maximum prison. Matlala produces a minister's affidavit from a maximum prison. According to minister's evidence that it's not me, he wrote to me. Because of that, then we use the affidavit. What is the answer, Chair?
The answer is, I did say in the discussion, in the course of discussion over time with lawyers, I did express a need or a wish that I distance myself or be away from Matlala. Remember, I had issued a statement on the 9th of July saying I've never spoken to Matlala, I've never received or asked for anything from him. So I made this statement Now, we discuss with the lawyers. You are open. You are relating your wishes in that relate to the case. Now, once I expressed that, now that wish, you call it an instruction. I don't want to disagree with you that it was an instruction as received. Next thing, lawyers then, pursuing my wish, they call Matlala's lawyers. And then this is the result. Now, I don't think you should stress this thing any far or any further, other than what it is. That it's an expression of what I had said, because I said, I don't know. If this affidavit was saying anything different, then I would be concerned. But this says what I said I never, and so on, and I expressed a wish. And I don't think there's any other better authority than a person himself, that there's no line whatsoever between him and myself.
Minister, where do I get that letter you were reading? Because I want to read it again. It doesn't say. If your lawyers approach those guys, they would have said, dear so-and-so, in line with the letter you wrote to us requesting affidavit from our client, please find attached affidavit. It says, dear so-and-so, we represent so-and-so, and therefore we represent Matlala and the wife, and our client wishes to state it clear that he doesn't know the minister and this is the affidavit. So it's not what you are saying. Your wishes were never delivered to Matlala by your lawyers. Never. According to that letter.
Never.
So how does Matlala now know minister has got wishes to have a...
My lawyer spoke to his lawyers. That's what I'm saying.
Check, where do you find this letter the minister is referring to?
You'll find the copy. Here is this.
No, I'm saying in our attachments.
Oh, okay.
Do we have?
No.
Let's see.
No, Chair, we've just been asking for the copy of the letter. We haven't received it.
Can I please have the copy?
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Chair. I start from which page? The cover page. Dear Mr. July, thank you for your email. No, it has not been sent to the Commission. Dear Advocate, we acknowledge a receipt of the affidavit. We clarify, for clarity, was this forwarded to Madlanga Commission? Dear Mr. July, I confirm that I act on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Matlala, who have directed, you mark that, who have directed that I send this email to you. I understand that you represent the Police Commissioner, Mr. Senzo Mchunu, at the Madlanga Commission. They don't say, we acknowledge your request, and following that request, please find attached affidavit of Mr. Matlala. So this letter is the first initiative in relation to the affidavit. How does Matlala know that a minister has got wishes? You sit with your lawyers, you express your wishes, and then you go separate ways. Before you know it, affidavit comes from maximum prison to your lawyer, who has never communicated with the lawyer of Matlala, or who has never spoken to Matlala himself. So how does Matlala now come to send you an affidavit which you have not requested, which earlier on you said you gave them instruction, earlier on you said they acted on their own, and then so on. Now we'll park that. We now are here. What gives effect to this letter? What makes these people to write this letter and then send you an affidavit?
My lawyers. So It's my lawyers talking to Matlala's lawyers.
Okay.